So Aldi, the discount supermarket chain, which was formed in Germany by two brothers in 1946, okay, now has over 10,000 stores in 20 countries, one of the most interesting businesses and business models to look at. In Britain, it's a limited company, so a private limited company, but a fascinating case study to look at. These short videos, about 4 of them, will talk you through some of the reasons for their success. Opened their first UK store in Birmingham in 1990. 29 years later, nearly 800 stores. Okay. Worldwide revenues, combined turnover of more than 50 billion euros. So let's look at some of the reasons for their growth and success. Well, number one, in the early 1990s, there was a gap in the market. Sure, we had big supermarkets and they dominated the grocery sector, but there was no real discount retailer. A few small ones which are no longer around, like Quicksaver, but there was a gap in the market for a discount grocer. Okay. The second important point is that Aldi was not a PLC, so it was able to slash its prices because public limited companies are accountable to their shareholders and have to generate high profits to drive the share price up and to pay dividends. As a private limited company without huge numbers of shareholders, they don't have to worry too much about profits. They can be a little bit more patient, so they don't have to so they can slash their prices. It's that simple. Reason number 3. The UK is a wealthy nation and the eating habits in the UK are fairly similar regardless of what your personal income is. We all tend to have the same basic diet in the UK, including things like cereal, cheese and bread, which means Aldi didn't have to expand its product range to cater and offer new fancy products. It could just work on developing its own brands of products like ketchup. Second, number 4, the global financial crisis of 2008. This was good timing for Aldi. Consumers were looking for a cheaper alternative place to go shopping. Aldi at that time had about 400 stores and its reputation was growing for low price, decent quality. So the timing of the 2008 financial crisis was favourable for Aldi. Consumers were looking for a cheaper alternative place to go shopping. Now this next one is really important. Aldi has managed to keep its labour costs, so its costs for paying its workers, really low, because in supermarkets your wage costs are really high. Aldi has fewer stock keeping units. That is the industry term for the number of products you sell. Compared to Sainsbury's or Morrison's, which have over 20,000 products, Aldi has only 2,000. It has fewer promotions and fewer offers. It doesn't have delicatessens or bakeries or fish counters, which means they need fewer staff. The biggest success indicator of each branch, each shop of Aldi, is the revenue it generates divided by the employee hours. And Aldi has done this really well. Fewer staff needed to run their shops, which has really cut their labour costs. Massively important for raising their profit. A nice phrase to use is that Aldi has benefited from this labour-cost advantage. Labour cost advantage. It's the way that it's got fewer staff to do its work. To do the work that's needed. And what it's done consequently is that Aldi store assistants receive a very good hourly rate compared to the other supermarkets. So people want to work at Aldi. Similarly, its management training programme pays very well. From two brothers some 75 years ago, they were called the Albrecht brothers, by the way, hence the Al in Aldi, because Aldi is short for Albrecht Discount. Albrecht Discount, right? So it's named after the two brothers. It's a real success story. Anyway, read the longer article if you've got time that I've put on my Twitter feed, because it's a fascinating company. And of course, there is the famous middle aisle. We'll talk about that another time.